I'm excited to talk about today's topic because it's something that has been on my awareness for the last couple of months, the last couple of years, and was really piqued by a session that I had with a client yesterday. It was one of the main topics. Side note, for those of you who are used to following me and used to my videos, you'll notice that the lighting and the resolution of this video is a bit different today. The reason being that I'm using the laptop camera that I have instead of my regular camera that I use, as my memory card is broken right now. So I apologize if it's sort of distracting that the lighting is always changing, because it's just not the same as my other camera, but that's okay. Which leads me to the point that we're talking about, self-acceptance. So what is self-acceptance really? What does self-acceptance really mean? That is what we're talking about today. I feel like in our way of understanding self-acceptance, we have it a little bit skewed. And I want to give you an example about this. This example came out of a session I had with a client a couple years ago. We were talking about the importance of self-acceptance. Something was really apparent to me. And I used the example of when you were looking in the mirror, so when my client was looking in the mirror. And this client in particular, she really didn't like her nose. That was something that was, she judged herself about, she didn't like about her physical appearance. And I said, what self-acceptance really is, it's not looking in the mirror. This is where people sort of, get a little bit skewed. It's not necessarily looking in the mirror, having all these feelings of unattractiveness and, unworth surrounding your nose, and looking at that and saying, no, I accept my nose as it is now. Okay. And a lot of people would say, well, what do you mean? Of course, wouldn't that be self-acceptance? She's choosing to accept her nose no matter what other feelings or judgments are with her. This process and this plan is missing a certain amount of wholeness to it. It's missing a certain amount of authenticity with honoring the truth of where you're at. And I said instead, self-acceptance would be looking in the mirror and saying, I accept these feelings that I have that say that my nose is ugly. I accept them. I'm present with them now. That would be true self-acceptance, because it's accepting what is rather than getting to where we think that we should be and then accepting that. From there, maybe some of you come in with a question, well, how would I get to that point where, let's use the example again, where I would accept my nose, because that is where I want to go to. I don't want to just accept these feelings. Fair enough. So you start off first with accepting what is. You really, that's why we call it, the practice of awareness, or the conscious evolution of humanity and who we are, because you have to be really aware and really conscious to catch it. So to really understand what's happening with you on a feeling level, on a physical level, on a spiritual level, on a mental level, what's happening with you, and then really accepting that. Some people would simply call this presence, just observing what's there and accepting it. And from there, that's when you sort of maneuver to where you want to go. But the idea is that we're not resisting what's there and calling that self-acceptance. We are accepting what's there and then moving towards where we want to go. So we could look in the mirror again and say, I accept all of these feelings that are here. I accept that I don't really like my nose right now. I accept, how I feel about this situation. But I also accept the feelings that are there that say, I would like to accept my nose. I would like to love my nose. And leave it at that, and then every day maybe you can maneuver a little bit more, but it's a really whole place to be, rather than coming from, well, really you're feeling like you don't really like it very much, but then you're telling yourself that you do. It's, you'll notice in a lot of my, my teaching, so to speak, this idea comes up a lot, really being present with what's actually here and really being full and really whole with it, and then maneuvering ourselves to where we want to go, but not missing that step of really honoring what's there. I kind of have this metaphor in my head when I think about this idea of true self-acceptance and true presence, is the idea of water. We're all trying to be more flowing. We're all trying to really connect with the flow of the universe and call that whatever you will. And so water, when it hits a boulder, it doesn't say, this boulder needs to get out of my way so I can float. I need to flow, so the boulder's got to go. It doesn't say that. It just goes around the boulder and it just flows. It's like, it was just like a fun part of the path. So try that today. Try that in your own mental space. When you hit something that you don't necessarily like, instead of going, go away, I want to get somewhere else, just say, and you even like feel that energy of that's just like, just not, it's not the nicest energy to be in. Instead, try accepting that, accepting whatever that boulder is, accepting whatever that roadblock is, accepting it, embracing it, and then be like water and maneuver yourself around. So if it's your body that you're, not so excited about, if it's your finances that you're not so excited about, if it's your love life, if it's the amount of work that you have to do today, whatever it is, practice being in a mode of acceptance, of accepting how you feel about that first and foremost, accepting the feelings that are coming up, accepting the wholeness that's there, accepting what's really happening and what's really going on, and really surrendering to it and feeling it and being present with it. And then from that conscious space, maneuver yourself to where you want to be. Rather than resisting it, we're just honoring it and then placing our attention somewhere else. So I encourage you to think about that, or meditate on that for the next few minutes after you stop the video. What are you resisting in your life in the spirit of self-acceptance, and how can you get a little bit more honest with yourself and say, let's just accept the resistance. Let's just accept all of it. Let's accept where we're at now, and then go from there. So many blessings, much love. Have a beautiful day, week, afternoon, month, year, everything. And lots of love to you. And I did want to mention, I do have a new program, coaching program that is up on my website, and I'm only accepting, now there's 3 spots left for this program. It's something that's fairly new. I've never done it before. It's for those of you who have a desire to start your own healing business, a desire to become what I like to call an entrepreneuress, a conscious business owner. But for those of you who need a little bit of hand-holding and you need some guidance, you don't really know how you're going to do it, what's the starting gate, etc., etc. I take you through it. It's a 6-month process. We work together. It's really exciting. I'm really looking for women right now that are really inspired and really have fire about it, and then they are self-starters. However, they're also, needing some help and needing some guidance and feel some self-doubt along the way as well. So that's what I'm looking for, the fire, the people that want to start their own businesses but need some help. I only have 3 more spots left, so if you're interested, just go to bethkatherine.com and click on the Work With Me tab. You'll see it there. I'll also include a link below this video for you to check out. And I encourage you to check it out if it stokes your fire right now, because I'm only going to be accepting 3 more clients until at least April. So I'm excited to work with you ladies who are really stoked about doing that. Really, really. So again, have the best day ever, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.